register. Okay. Okay. Now, so for the list on who will return, please look into the notes na I will be presenting. I apologize, medyo saba sa mong area kay murag na celebration. So, congratulations sa mga nag-graduate din sa ilahang lugar. Okay. So, those who will be present during our limited face-to-face are the following. So, the other day, ay the other week is naman to itulo di ba ay 30 ka buok karon. These are the following. Kani sila in no particular order ni sila ha. Okay, I think wala pa yun ako gi-share day. Agod ra katingala sa tasad. Okay, first on the list nga mag-ana, you have Rosas, Sahol, Salido, Salvacion, Sausa, Subiaco, Visilia, Yones, Zolita din, Zolita, and then on the other block, nadani, Bachoco, Akong, Balasabas, Kabingas, Dahan, Espiritu, Ferraris, Gora, Horos, Landia, Liagas, Mabilin, Niso, Ranido, Ricania, Rivera, Salvacion, this one is Salvacion Krisha, Taer, Ugsid, Valmoria, Itim, and then you have Zafra Lady Grace. Okay? So, I am aware na by naibandani nga katong itong nag-substitute. So, katong mga nag-substitute, please tell them to be around sa katong schedule ninyo karon. Okay? So, this one is scheduled on July, I think it's 30. Yeah, it's July 30, 2022. Okay? So, kani sila is 1 p.m. in the afternoon. General Education Laboratory, that is 3rd floor St. Tita Building. General Education Laboratory. Okay? So, for those who are done, katong first batch bitaw, I am reminding them to please don't tell them unsay naitabo para pud fair sa inyo ha. Okay? If you will tell them, then that's already your loss. Okay? So for those who are who will be performing the limited face-to-face activity on Saturday, I posted the video demonstration in our Google Classroom. Please review it and then find time to watch it para at least man lang sa task performance is makuha ninyo. Okay? There will only be one task performance. The first batch underestimated the first activity. Abi na mahuman nila in 30 minutes, but I think nag-extend me until 4 p.m. So, ayan. So, any questions for those? Again na, katubit akong nag-substitute for batch 1. Mutunga mo dani sa batch 2. Okay? One question raised ako before pa ako nagsugod sa klase is that I was asked kung if I will be doing a special schedule katong mga di maka-appeal. No. Because ang napanangid lang nako is kaning duha lang ka schedule. Okay? And then, dora pod ang I think we only have we don't have enough time na dayon. Okay? So if you have question, please raise it today or right now para I can address na dayon. The things that you will be bringing are face mask, alcohol if ever, and then your vaccination card. Nakalimot na ako check sa vaccination card pero so far according to Alfred, tama sa na vaccine, naman siguro na vaksinan. Okay? So make sure to bring it with you para at least whenever someone will check on us, na atin mapakita ang evidence na we are following the correct COVID-19 protocols. Okay? So without further ado, let's now begin with our discussion for this evening. This will just be very quick because you are already familiar with this one. Okay? So if you have questions later on, pwede mo mangutaan na. Okay? So for today, what we will be discussing is about Google Slides. Okay? So this is one of the cloud-based application. Ayan. This is one of the cloud-based application that is a member or a part of Google Suite package. So basically, it tells us na this is a presentation program just like Microsoft PowerPoint. This is included as part of the free web-based Google Docs editor suite offered by Google. Okay, so with this kind of application, this is mostly compatible or the closest application na you have sinagali that you are familiar with this one is ang Microsoft PowerPoint. So if you have undergone Microsoft PowerPoint, you are already good to go. Like kanang masabtan na ninyo ni siya. Okay? So this app, because this app is compatible with Microsoft PowerPoint file formats, this app allows you to create and edit files online while collaborating others, just like any other Google Suite package that we have discussed in the earlier sessions. Okay, so this one basically it's for presentation. So if you would want to present something, like for example, if you would want to present a report, a data, or you need an aid for presentation. Again, ang iyang purpose dani is an aid of presentation, meaning it's only it will help those who will be doing the presentation in an audience. So for example, if you're a speaker, you can use Google Slides for that matter. Okay. So for example, you are a speaker and then you want to share your expertise and insights, but you want it to be interactive, you can use Google Slides for that one. Okay. So if you're already familiar with PowerPoint, then I don't see any problem with you learning Google Slides. Okay? So to start with, ang Google Slides na ay duha ka version, na ay mobile app, na apoy isa po dayon is kaning sa web-based, kaning sa browser bitaw. So since it's part of the Google package man, it will also remind us na we cannot use it not unless we are connected to the internet. Okay, so a stable internet connection will guarantee the full feature of Google Slides. Okay, so if you have read my materials for Google Slides that I posted in Google Classroom, then I think it will be easy for you to perform my activity that will be posted tomorrow. Okay, so now let's begin. So how do I use, or what's the first step whenever you would want to use Google Slides? So the first one is that you need to create an Okay, pasensya, nawala akong internet for a while. Okay, so first things first, ang first na requirement is that you need to have a, what you call this one? You need to have a Google account. So, basic, what you call this one? A basic Google account will give you access to the features of Google Slides. So what you need to do is just type Google Slides in the search bar or in the search area. So Google Slides, ayan. And then click the first or the second one, but for me, it works on the second one. Yeah, you have it here. Try slides for work. You can create, present, collaborate, and present in real time from any device. So after going to Google Slides, you just click go to slides and then you will be provided with this interface. Wait lang. Wala di siya, nag-new tab di siya di ay guys. Pag tuplo ko na ako ng go to slides, ang iyang buhaton dayon is ag next tab siya. Okay? Ayan. Wait muna, let's try to be patient enough. I think my internet is not sinagali participating properly. Ayan. So you have it here. So if you will access Google Slides, ito yung mangyayari. On the right side of it, you'll be provided with your account ito. Okay? So, pag bago pa ka magamit, you will be provided with a tour. But for now, I don't want to have a tour na. So, kani dani nga area, this part here, kani dito sa dani nga area, this part here are your templates. So, the template gallery is very, very varied. Like, dagan kay ka pwede makitaan nga template. You have the general, this one, I'm using manggid a TCC account. So, naada ni. Like, for example, mag-submit ang among admin sa template for any PowerPoint slides, then she can just, or he can just upload it here. But for you, you have the general, diba? You have slides for a science fair, a book report, a student certificate, a general presentation, a portfolio, a lookbook, a wedding, a party invite, a yearbook. Dagan pa kayo template that would depend on what you need. Okay? So since right now what I'm tasked to do is to provide you with the background on how and what and how to use Google Slides. So let's start lang with the basics, okay? So for you to create a blank presentation, just click blank. Kani siya nga part, this one, the plus one. And then, nasa ihatag sa imo. So if you notice, ang iya bitaw da yung itsura kay mura pud siya paras bitaw sa PowerPoint presentation. Okay? I hope you can sinagali, you can relate to me, di ba? So on the upper side, you have the toolbars. You have the file, edit, insert, sama siya, format, slides, arrange, tools, add-ons, and then help. Okay? So since we don't have enough time man, dili may na ako ma-discuss tanan, di ba? So I'll just be providing you with the basics. So for example, so this is a blank presentation. Usually, ang nakatsada lang yun ni Google Slides is that since it's connected with the internet, you are provided with a lot of themes. So for example, you are into this kind of themes, kani siyang mura siyang pang teki-teki, pwede na siya, pwede mo na siya what they call this one, magamit. And then automatically, the succeeding slides will be of the same template. Okay? Ayan. You see? Diba? Okay siya. You can also choose among other slides, katong very basic, this one. Pwede siya ma-apply na. Ang kinahanglan lang gidani lang yun is internet connection. If you would want something like dili siya formal, pwede siya pod. You also have, this is quite formal also. So basically, pag criminology, ang iyang kwandani is that kanang formal man gyud, di ba? If you notice the presentations of Sir Bungkas, it's quite sinagali, it's quite simple, it's quite hinlo, uniform bitaw, kabantay mo dana. Unlike sa other professions na they really provide with good designs, what else sa ilang line i-design dana. But in criminology, you are trained and practiced to provide presentation and reports in a manner nga dili bitaw makasagabal ang design kumpara sa unsa ang content. Okay? Now, let's go back to this one. So after choosing a particular theme that you would want, you can go to each slides. The first one is what you call the master slide. This one, or the master, the title slide. So this is where usually, whenever you use Google Slides, is that on the first slides usually is the title of the report. You also have the name of the one who prepared the presentation, the date of the presentation, and then the venue of the presentation. Okay? So muna siya ang basic good of the presentation. So for example, if you are presenting your portfolio, you can have it here. Like for example, Neptali S. Roa, the third portfolio. Okay? Portfolio. For example, portfolio na lang, portfolio. So I'll be providing you dayon with the details, di ba? So who prepared it? I prepared it myself. So I'll be using Nepali S. Roa the third. And then the date of the presentation. Pwede ka actually, ang uban kay ilang ginainani, ilabit ang ginasumpay. Like ilang inanaan, and then the date is July 27, 2022. And then the venue dayon is SRCB. Okay? Pwede na siya inana, guys. Kamo na bahala sa inyong kaninyo. For as long as on the first slide pa lang daan, it's already detailed nga. Okay, this is a portfolio and then it will be presented or prepared by this person to be presented on this day and then on what venue. Okay? I hope klaro na sa inyo ha. Again, that's for the master or title slide. Sir, are we allowed to use pictures on this one? Yes, pwede man. For as long as, again, ang purpose sa picture is only an aid, dili siya mao ang mahimong highlight. Okay? So basically, when you use Google Slides, it's really not for fun. Mura gid siya pang report purposes, and of course, ang iyang purpose niya is to educate or to inform your audience. Okay? Now, let's go to the features of Google Slides. In Google Slides, you can add the following. Okay? You can add or you can insert either an image. For example, you can search for the web. Okay? For example, you would want to insert, only select images. Okay, ayan. For example, you would want to insert, sa man siya di? Guns. Example lang niya, guns. So, if you notice, wala ako nag-add to sa google.com, nagdaan ako nag-search na and then you can just easily drag it na dayon. Okay? So, it's creating images, mag-load pa na siya, depende sa inyong internet. But then again, automatic na siya makabutang dayon. Okay. Medyo gapikit ang ako, I don't know, dili siya ingon nga kusog akong internet karon, guys. Okay. Mag-load na siya. Ayan, di ba? If you notice, wala na ako nagawa sa akong Google Slide, din na rin ko dayon nag-ano. Okay? That's how you insert images. Ang imong button is you click on insert and then click image and then search for web. Okay? That's how you do it. If you would want to upload an image, pwede pod ni siya, like upload from the computer, na iyang ihatag din na sa imo din nga murag instruction, and then that's it. Okay? Now, you could also insert a text box, an audio, or a video. So, for the video, nakita ba ninyo? Sa video, you can search here, YouTube. Sa YouTube na lang mismo daan. Like for example, I would want to insert a video here. Like for example, I hope I can, ayan. For example, mag-search ko og, sa may kanang usual na nide. For example, PNP. Wala din. For example, balingasag. Why can't I find anything? I'm using an account bitaw nga pang ang account man gid na ko ginamit is sa nagalit school account, so maybe na restriction siguro. Let's type Google or cats. Ayaw talaga. No videos found. So, lang para bitaw masayon, I'll just go to my go to YouTube. Pero sa mga normal account bitaw, ang my goodness, what's that? Kurat ko guys. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I'm opening YouTube right now. Dili siya ingon nga kusog ang internet gid siguro. O siguro ni naga-fetch ang data nga gusto nako i-ano kuhaon. So, if you are just using a normal account, I think my administrator in TCC restricted doing this one. So, if you will try it in your own, makuha ninyo guys ang sa nagali ang iyang video niya. So, ang purpose ni Google Slides is that para bitaw din ako mag-open tab, I can just use this feature, okay? So, later on, atong i-try ba sino niya, mas kusog na akong internet or hindi siya ma-restrict, okay? Now, in your slides also, aside from inserting pictures and videos, you can also insert some data or text messages. For example, this is the first part of the folio. Okay, so you can just add text. The text can be edited or formatted either according to its font, according to its size, according to its format style, like bold, italic, underline. And then you can even have it colored. For example, gusto na ko sa koloran, I can just click here and then this one. Okay, if I would want to put a highlight on it, I can just highlight and then put a color on it. Okay, so those are some examples. You could even add a link here. Ay nag-comment. What's that? Okay. Can you all hear me or could anyone tell me?
Yes, sir.
How?
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Loud and clear.
Sir. Loud and clear, sir.
Okay, okay. So pasensya kasi di ka na ka ano, it's because saba kay sa among area. But then again, we don't have anything to complain kay we are also part of the community. Okay? So let's go back. So again, pwede ka mag-insert din sa ano sa imong words nimo. Now, in creating bitaw or in using Microsoft in Google Slides or in creating bitaw presentation, there is one practice that we usually do. I think most of those who are under me sa grade 7 nila, they could still remember the 7 by 7 rule, di ba? 7 by 7 rule. So for example, in each slide, there should only be 7 lines each slide. And then in each line, there should only be 7 words. Okay? I hope familiar mo dana. Kung di mo familiar, then you need to practice this one. Nga naman, with this kind of rule, some 7 by 7, some they have 4 by 4, 5 by 5, 6 by 6, depende sa ilang gamit. But the custom or the what they call this one, the default is 7 by 7. Nganong para asa man si 7 by 7 rule, this one will what they call this one? This one will remind those who will create their presentation na dili gid siya ibutang. Like for example, gusto na ako ibutang ang abot sa Google Slides. So dili siya pwedeng for example maghimo ko og kana galing presentation about Google Slides. So for example, kuha na ako tong gikan sa Wikipedia. So dili pwedeng ako siyang i-copy paste na lang sa diretso dayon. Okay, for example, ako i-copy paste. So a wrong practice is you copy pasting this one. Okay? So ang may tabo bitaw dayon kay mura ra kag nag-copy paste and then nagkuha na ka sa mura ra ka bitaw nagbasa sa libro, which is not a good practice. So for this one, ang imong binabuhat is remind yourself of the 7 by 7 by 7 rule. Okay. Now, when you do the 7 by 7 rule, you are reminded also na kinahanglan it's grammatically correct. Pagbasahon nako siya, grammatically correct. And then, kana bitawon kung phrase man lang galing, make sure the phrase makes sense. Phrase makes sense. Okay? Kaya kung dili man nang galing, then dili siya correct ang pagkabuhat sa inyong 7 by 7 rule. Okay, so for example, kani siya, ahong imuon ni siya nga 7 by 7 rule, si Google Slides is a presentation program included as part of the free web base of Google Docs suite offered by Google. So you can just have it like Google Slides is a presentation program and offered by pila man ni siya, de. Ito yapon na. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 8 9. Okay. So since nalubra man siya, I can just delete katubag yung sobra. Like for example, I can just have it like inana, di ba? It is still a complete thought. Google Slides is a presentation program and then katubit ang about kang katugaling offered by Google, I can just say it na lang dahil during my presentation. Okay? So that's how you do or that's how you practice 7 by 7. Sir, kinahanglan ba namo nga hutdon gyud ang 7 dili? Like for example, I can just say Google Slides is a program offered by Google. It's a program, it's a program, di ba? Dili siya 7 but still it still makes sense. Okay? Ang purpose ni Google Slides is iya lang tabangan ang presenter or ang speaker kung unsa iyang gina-present niya. Now, with the 7 by 7 rule, ang may tabo dayon is that you are able to provide your audience of the kanang bitong dili bitaw siya gubot nga visual, di ba? Kabantay mo which one is okay. This one or katugaling kanili bitong gi-copy paste na ako sa Google and then ako siyang giinanion. Which one? The first one or the second one, di ba? If I am the audience, of course, mas maminaw ko kay I will be interested din nga, okay, he mentioned na Google Slides is a program. Saka nga program siya. So the speaker will then explain siya nga type nga program and then who offered the program. Okay? So in the industry or in the practice of doing presentations in the business or in your profession, don't wait na you will be called out nga ano bitong for example, I have already witnessed people who get disappointed or insulted in front because they are presenting or using a presentation but then ang ilang porma is painani. Kani ilang gikopya nila. So of course, ang audience nga kabalo would say or would comment nga, sir, we can read. I can read. Diba? More na nag-reading report dani. More na nag-reading comprehension dani. So to avoid that one, use or practice 7 by 7 rule. Okay? Kaya para bitaw dili ka maignan nga kabalo man migbasa sir. Pwede ra pud kami lang magbasa. Okay. So, is that clear?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so if it's that clear, could you please type 7 by 7 in your in-call messages? Okay, klaro man siguro. Ayan, very good. Now, just like also in PowerPoint, there are also some basics bitaw. Like for example, di na ako mapakita dahil niya kay ano man gyud murag it would take us more than one session kung gusto gyud nato siya maano. So, this one, kanito na bitaw the slides here, you can have it like that or like this one para bitaw maklaro ninyo unsa ang inyong kwan silbi, ang iyang porma niya. Now, another also is that you can change the background. Pwede ka mag-change background. Ayan. For example, you would want it like in a brushag dark green. Pwede. Okay? But then again, di mo ko mag-inana. So, kamo na bahala dahil sa inyong pag-design ninyo. Sa layout, again, you can choose either uh, title and 2 columns, title only, 1 column text, caption, or big numbers, pwede pod. Sa theme, kamo na pod bahala if ever I will provide you with an activity. Another thing na quite bitaw sinagali quite useful whenever we present numbers sa for example you are tasked to present numbers. Now in presenting numbers you can either have it like among tong charts dani, you can present it in bar at atong ratan lang inserting bar. You can even present your numbers in so ginigali in pie kani siya mo ni siya ang kanagaling medyo common kana siya. 'Di ba? Like instead of looking into the numbers, it would be better if you use pi, 'di ba? Pi bar kana pwede na siya inana. Now, in terms of animation, kani siya, I'm not fan of the animation kay usually most of the meetings I attended, they don't really use animation. Okay? If your audience is Gen Z, kana mga millennial or nga mga bata bitaw, you can use transitions. But then animations, I really don't recommend it because mawala man gyud ang focus ni audience. Ang ending bitaw, na-amaze si audience sa imong animation. Wala na siya nakapaminaw sa imong giistorya dayon. Okay? So to avoid that one, if dili good necessary ang transition, don't use it. But for now, I will let you use it kay anyway makasabot masad ko kay it's an activity. Okay? So to add so in order for you to add a transition, just click transition and then for example kani siya tanong transition na kung gusto nimo nga ang transition is dani sa words, you need to highlight it. Okay? Object animations dayon. Then you add animation, pwede siya fly in from the bottom. Atong i-play dayon na. Look what will happen. Okay. Ah, ayan. 'Di ba? Pwede na siya inana then you stop lang dayon. If you would want nga kana ang kani siya mismo ang inyong butangan sa ano, object animation. If gusto ninyo og slide na transition, you just click slide transition and then you have for example dissolve and then usually kung unsa ang transition sa first slide, you need to apply it on all the slides na dayon. So you click apply slides and then play. Okay. Para ako siyang i-play, ayan, 'di ba? Ayan. Ako siyang stop na hinuon. Yan. Mag next slide na siya dayon. Yan. Click or press. Ayan. Ayaw niya. Mag-slide show na lang ko lang para makita ninyo. Okay. It would take time for it to load, especially if dili okay ang connection. Ayan. And then, di ba? Na-transition siya. Ayan. So, stick to, sa nagali, transition bitaw nga dili siya gubot. Kay para bitaw, dili siya ingon nga confusing tanawon. So again, ang goal ni Google Slides is to help the speaker convey its message and content of the message na iyang gusto sinagali i-relay. Dili kay ma-amaze ang audience like after the discussion or after bitaw the presentation, ang maingon dayon ni audience is that wow, I was able to understand your message. Dili kay ang maingon bitaw din dayon ni sinagali ni audience kay sada kayo imong PowerPoint, sada kay mga effects inana. So it would be complementary, we accept that one, but more than that kinahanglan masabtan ni audience kung unsa ang message na dapat niya masabtan. Okay? So kindly stick to that one or kindly remember those things I mentioned. The rest na dayon is for your self exploration. Okay? You can do that one. Now, the last thing that I will be teaching you is how to share it. So whenever you would want to share it, just click share. Wait muna. Okay. Nakalimutan ko dahil. Please name dito una. Name your slides here. It's on the upper left side. And then share it. Then when you would want to share it, tayo mo tunga din na dayon like asa nimo siya i-share. Okay, dili siya makita ninyo guys kay murag lay na magi siya nga tab na sa dayon. Okay, let me let me refresh muna. Okay. Now, in sharing, pwede nimo siya i-share as a link or i-share nimo atong klaro na ay duha ka book dani. You could either be a viewer or an editor. Ang viewer is of course magtan-aw lang siya. Ang editor is of course, ayan, katong naa siya right para mag-edit sa kung unsa ang dapat ibutang sa slides. So, dili okay akong connection karon. Ayan, if you notice, ga-loading man siya, di ba? But this ano man sa is recorded. So, maybe tomorrow ma-render na ako ni siya and then akong ihatag din ang presentation. Okay? So, ayan, whenever you would want to share your presentation, dili gid siya gid guys, agkabuang siya. Okay. If you would want to share your presentation, pwede sa katong press bitaw sa Google form bitaw nga share via link or share it to an email address. Ayan, this one. Kaya mo ingon ako. Pwede nga for example mag-add ko og for example lang ni siya ha. I-add na ako akong own self na lang itong other account na ako. For example, ayan. I can add this account as an editor, a viewer, or a commenter. Ang viewer, ang iyang buhaton na is that just view. So usually if I will share my slides to my audience, I only have them as the viewer. Okay. If I am seeking for some suggestions or advice from other people, I put them as commenter. They can do comments at the side of it, and then sa editor is katugaling nagid sila i-write para magbutang og changes sa Google Slides. Okay? Now, pwede pod gyapon katong usual na ginabuhat katugaling anyone with the link and then just copy and then share the link to the rest of the team. Okay? For example, ako siyang i-share sa inyo automatically kana siya din nga ano dayon is ma-share sa inyo or you can just access that one. Okay? So please pay attention. Ang inyo ra bang ang ako ra bang sinagali ipasubmit sa inyo is the link. So make sure nga you are able to do it or perform it. I saw si Joseph raising his hand. Joseph, you have a question? Or na-slip lang siguro to?
Answer.
None. Okay. So, are there any questions before I will dismiss you guys? Wala man siguro. So, kung wala, please be reminded of those nga na-assign for on Saturday. Please, magtunga ta kay para bitaw di ato balikan nga subject. Kay kung ato ni balik-balikan na, it will really be your loss na dayon. Okay? So, my question. Alfred, what's your question?
Sir, kaning asa naman pwede makita mong score last time, sir?
Okay. The reason why I did not, I'll be honest some of you, I let you see the scores because your score was quite taas. The rest, it's on average. I cannot provide you yet the scores for those who I did not, I did not let them see their scores. Kay para bitaw, by next week is ipakita na ako ang correct nga procedure on how they did it, and then you can understand nga nung katurong ihatag na score dayon. Okay? So Alfred, maybe next week pa na ako ihatag ang inyong mga scores sa tumawa na ko ipakitaan sa score. Okay?
Copy, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So if you don't have any other questions and concerns, thank you so much. We now leave the video call. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.